Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's Lee's Pub Quiz, week 5. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you've all had a lovely weekend and enjoying weather that we have got or have had so far. Keeping busy and everything. This week's quiz is going to be a little bit different because I've been quite busy last couple of days. I've not really had time to put my usual quiz in categories. So what we're going to do, we're just going to do a generic general knowledge quiz, which will involve everything. So it'll be 50 questions instead of the usual 10, then a different subject, then another 10, and so on. So what we'll do, we will go through the questions, and depending on the time I go through, I'll decide if I stop for a break. If not, we will go through all 50 questions, then we'll have a short break, and then we'll go through all the answers at the same point. So as I say, this week will be not my usual way of doing my general knowledge quiz, but we'll do something different. Wednesday's one hopefully will be a pre-recorded quiz, so it will be one that will go live at, well, I say live, it will be going up at 7 o'clock with a PowerPoint presentation. So it's going to be a picture round, so you'll be able to see the pictures, and I will still be talking in the corner, but I won't be live. If you can, let me know that you're joined in, so I can say hi to you in person. So we'll start shortly. As I said, I hope you've all been keeping well and staying safe, and keeping yourselves busy if you're not at work, or whether you've gone back to work. We'll see how we go. So we'll begin shortly. I'm just going to sort a few little bits out, and then we shall begin. Say, give me a thumbs up or comment. Let me know you're in watching. Just give you time to get like your snacks, your drink or something ready for when we go through the quiz. Like I say, I might do the full 50 questions before we go through all the answers. Just do the answers at the end. As I say, I've been quite busy, so I've not had enough time to put them into categories as I have, but I have managed to get all my questions and answers ready for you guys. So it'll be a mixture of different things, I believe, in the questions I've done. So there will be, like, it's all thrown in, like you've got your movies, your TV, might be a bit of geography, history. So yeah, so pretty much normal generic general knowledge questions that I'll be asking this week. So yeah, make sure you get yourselves a drink and a snack ready. So give you another 20 seconds and then we shall begin. As usual, I'll read the question twice, and then you'll have 30 seconds after I've read the question the first time. Excuse me. So it'll be 30 seconds for you to answer each question. I'll start the 30 seconds after I finish the question the first time, and then I'll repeat it while the seconds are going, as I usually do. So if you are all ready, Tanya and Anne, thanks for joining and supporting me as you do every week, and the same for everyone else that's been following me through every single week. So let's start with the 50 questions. As I say, I might decide through the quiz, might have a little break, we'll see how we go. If you need me to repeat any questions, just ask. They will be numbered between 1 and 50, unlike usual. So just let me know if you can what number you need me to repeat. So if we are all ready, we shall begin. So question 1 is, which cult movie soundtrack featured Stuck in the Middle with You? So that's which cult movie soundtrack featured Stuck in the Middle with You? Question 2. In The Wizard of Oz, what was the lion searching for? So in The Wizard of Oz, what was the lion searching for? Question 3. Which country has the most active volcanoes? So which country has the most active volcanoes? Question 4. What type of flower does a vanilla pod come from? So what type of flower does a vanilla pod come from? Question 5. Who wrote the novel Catch 22? So that's who wrote the novel Catch 22? Question 6. Who came first to the British throne? Was it the Tudors or the Stuarts? So that's who came first to the British throne? Was it the Tudors or was it the Stuarts? Question 7. Which of the Ivy League universities is located in Connecticut? So that's which of the Ivy League universities is located in Connecticut. Now I'll give you a big clue here. This university is also a brand of security systems. I believe. Let me just double check that for you, actually. Yeah, that is correct. So the university for this answer is also a security system company. Question 8. In the standard pack of playing cards, how many cards are there in each suit? So in a standard pack of playing cards, how many cards are there in each suit? Question 9. Who wrote the children's novel, The Borrowers? So that's who wrote the children's novel, The Borrowers? Question 10. How many books make up the New Testament? So that's how many books make up the New Testament? Question 11. Which band recorded the 1977 album Rumours? So which band recorded the 1977 album Rumours? Question 12. Aduki, Borlotti, and Cannellini are types of what? So that's Aduki or Aduki, Borlotti, and Cannellini are types of what? I think what we might do as well, once we've reached 25 questions, I think we might have a quick break so I can get top up a drink or yourselves. Then we'll do the next 25 and then we'll go through all the answers. Question 13. "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all" is a quote from which poet? So that's "'tis better to love loved and lost than to never have loved at all" is a quote from which poet? Question 14. Courtney Love, the wife of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, was a member of which alternative rock band? So that's Courtney Love, the wife of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, was a member of which alternative rock band? Number 15. Which was the first feature film made by the Beatles? So, which was the first feature film made by the Beatles? Question 16. The song Singing in the Rain featured in the 1952 musical film of the same name, but which cult film released in 1971 also used this song in the soundtrack? So I'll go that again. The song Singing in the Rain featured in the 1952 musical film of the same name, but which cult film released in 1971 also used this song in the soundtrack? Question 17. In which sport does love mean nothing? So, in which sport does the word love mean nothing? Question 18. The 2010 musical Love Never Dies was a sequel to which long-running West End production? So the 2010 musical Love Never Dies was a sequel to which long-running West End production? Number 19. Grenadine is obtained from which fruit? So grenadine is obtained from which fruit? Question 20. Who played rock and roll legend Bill Mack in the 2003 movie Love Actually? So, who played rock and roll legend Billy Mack in 2003 movie Love Actually? Question 21. In the novel by D. H. Lawrence, what was the name of Lady Chatterley's lover? So, in the novel by D. H. Lawrence, what was the name of Lady Chatterley's lover? Question 22. In which area of London did the Jack the Ripper murders take place in 1888? So, in which area of London did Jack the Ripper murders take place in 1888? What area of London? Question 23. In which African country would you find the Skeleton Coast? So, in which African country would you find the Skeleton Coast? Question 24. In which conflict did Florence Nightingale develop her nursing technique? So, in which conflict did Florence Nightingale develop her nursing techniques? Looking at how we're doing with the quiz, I might actually just read all the questions, then we'll have a break. It'll be easier to do that, I believe. So I'm just changing it as I go through. Question 25. Which company makes the sweets known as Love Hearts? So, which company makes the sweets known as Love Hearts? Question 26. What is the capital city of Australia? So, what is the capital city of Australia? Number 27. Who won the 2019 US Golf Open? So, who won the 2019 US Golf Open? Number 28. In which ocean are the Maldives to be found? So, in which ocean are the Maldives to be found? Question 29. In which year did the first McDonald's restaurant open? So, in which year did the first ever McDonald's restaurant open? Just want to thank everyone who is still supporting me, joining me on the live quizzes or watching them afterwards. It's nice to have your support still. As I said, I know this week's a bit different. It's not the usual quiz, but hopefully next Monday we should be back to normal. Question 30. In the human body, what connects the bladder to the kidneys? So, in the human body, what connects the bladder to the kidneys? Number 31. Who did Margaret Thatcher replace as leader of the UK Conservative Party? So, who did Margaret Thatcher replace as the leader of the UK Conservative Party? Number 32. At which battle in 1805 was Nelson mortally wounded? So, at which battle in 1805 was Nelson mortally wounded? Question 33. What does an ichthyologist study? So that's ICHTHYOLOGIST. So what does an ichthyologist study? Or an ichthyologist? So I'll spell that again. So it's ICHTHYOLOGIST. What does that person study? Number 34. What is the best-selling type of soup in the UK? So what is the best-selling type of soup in the UK? $35. How many bottles of champagne in a magnum? So how many bottles of champagne in a magnum? Question 36. Can you tell me what is the second highest mountain in Africa? So can you tell me what is the second highest mountain in Africa? Question 37. When did ITV first come on the air? So when did ITV first come on the air? $38. In which famous ship was found deserted in 1872? So which famous ship was found deserted in 1872? Question 39. Which island group that Britain fought a war over 149 years later was first annexed in 1833? I'll read that again. Which island group that Britain fought a war over 149 years later was first annexed in 1833? What was the name of that island? And we've got 10 questions left to go, and then we'll have a short break to get top of our drink, and then we'll go through all the questions with the answers, and we'll see how everyone done. Question 40. At what age did rock stars Kurt Cobain, Brian Jones, and Jim Morrison all die? So at what age did rock stars Kurt Cobain, Brian Jones, and Jim Morrison all die? How old were they when they died? Number 41. Which rank in the Royal Air Force is immediately above a wing commander? Hope everyone is finding the quiz okay, even though it is a bit different this week. And I apologise for that. As I say, I've been a little bit busy, but we should be back to normal from Wednesday with the first proper pre-recorded quiz. So hopefully you can still join me in doing that as well and leaving comments. Question 42. What does the acronym HTTP stand for? So what does the acronym HTTP stand for? Number 43. Which British monarch was known as Brandy Nan? So which British monarch was known as Brandy Nan? Question 44. Which artist performed Hungry Eyes from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack? So which artist performed Hungry Eyes from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack? Question 45 is from which country did the USA purchase the American Virgin Islands in 1916? So from which country did the USA purchase the American Virgin Islands in 1916? Who did they purchase it from? Number 46, from which country does Blue Mountain Coffee originate from? So from which country does Blue Mountain Coffee originate from? Number 47. Helena is the capital of which US state? So Helena is the capital of which US state? Now, I'll give you a clue for anyone that has watched the Al Pacino movies. I believe the name of this state is the name of the capital. The name of the state is in that movie. So Helena is the capital of which US state? Number 48 is, in which year was the Grand National declared void after 2 false starts? So in which year was the Grand National declared void after 2 false starts? Number 49. Who succeeded Michael Foot as leader of the Labour Party? So who succeeded Michael Foot as a leader of the Labour Party? And your final question for this week's Lee's Pub quiz is, which 2 animals feature on the coat of arms of Australia? So which 2 animals feature on the coat of arms of Australia? So that will conclude all your questions for this week's pub quiz. As I said, a bit different this week due to things being done. Hope you found it okay, even though it was different. I certainly still found it okay. What we'll do now, we'll have a quick break. I'm going to get a top of drink. Give you a chance to collaborate. Just go through quickly any answers that you might have missed, or if you think you've made note of what the answer question was and confirm. So yeah, so I'm going to leave you with a bit of music from Kygo again, and I shall be back shortly. Hello everyone, we're back. Just going to leave the tunes going a little bit while I just sort everything out, ready for the answers. If anyone wants to know what this music is, it's Kygo, so it's K-Y-G-O, Piano Jam. If you want to look it up on YouTube, shout out to Kygo. Lovely music. So 30-second warning, and then we'll go through the answers. Right, if you're all ready, we'll go through the answers. So, right, back up to question 1. I asked, I will repeat the questions and then I will give you the answer. So, question 1 was, which cult movie soundtrack features Stuck in the Middle with You? The answer was Reservoir Dogs. So, that was Reservoir Dogs. Question 2 was, in The Wizard of Oz, what was the lion searching for? He was searching for courage. So the lion was searching for courage. Question 3, I asked which country was the most active volcanoes, and that is Indonesia. So Indonesia is the country that has the most active volcanoes. Question 4 was, what type of flower does a vanilla pod come from? And that is from an orchid. Question 5 was who wrote the novel Catch-22, and that was Joseph Heller. So that's Joseph Heller. Number 6 was who came first to the British throne? Was it the Tudors or the Stuarts? The answer was the Tudors. Question 7, I gave you a bit of a clue here, was which of the Ivy League universities is located in Connecticut? And the answer is a Yale. So I gave you the clue as the security system company was a Yale. I'm not sure if they also do padlocks. I think they do. Number 8 was in the standard pack of playing cards, how many cards are there in each suit? And the answer is 13. So you've got ace to 10, then you've got jack, queen, and king. That's 13. Question 9 was who wrote the children's novel The Borrowers? And that was Mary Norton. So Mary Norton wrote the children's novel. Number 10 was how many books make up the New Testament? And that is 27. Number 11 was which band recorded the 1977 album Rumours? And that was Fleetwood Mac. So Fleetwood Mac recorded the album Rumours in 1977. And number 12, I asked a ducky or a dookie, borlotti and cannellini are types of what? They are types of beans. Types of beans. Number 13, "'Tis better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all," is a quote from which poet? The answer was Alfred Lord Tennyson. Number 14 was Courtney Love, the wife of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, was a member of which alternative rock band? That was Hole. Number 15 was which was the first feature film made by the Beatles? And that was A Hard Day's Night. Been a hard day's night. Number 16, the song Singing in the Rain featured in the 1952 musical film of the same name, but which cult film released in 1971 was also used in the soundtrack? That answer was A Clockwork Orange. So A Clockwork Orange. Number 17 was in which sport does love mean nothing? And that is tennis. Number 18, the 2010 musical Love Never Dies was a sequel to which long-running West End production? And it was The Phantom of the Opera. As you can tell why I don't sing. Number 19, grenadine is obtained from which fruit? And that is pomegranate. Who played rock and roll legend Billy Mack in the 2003 movie Love Actually? And that was Bill Nye. So Bill Nye played Billy Mack. Number 21, in the novel of D.H. Lawrence, what was the name of Lady Chatterley's lover? And that was Oliver Mellors. Number 22, in which area of London did Jack the Ripper murders take place in 1888? And that was in Whitechapel they took place. Number 23 was in which African country would you find the Skeleton Coast? That is Namibia. You would find that in Namibia in Africa. Number 24 was in which conflict did Florence Nightingale develop her nursing techniques? And that was the Crimean War or Crimean War. Number 25, which company makes the sweets known as Love Heart? And that is Squizzles. Then I asked, what is the capital of Australia? That's Canberra. Canberra. 27. Who won the 2019 US Golf Open? That was Gary Woodland. Number 28 was in which ocean are the Maldives to be found? They are in the Indian Ocean. Number 29, in which year did the first McDonald's restaurant open? And that was in 1940 they opened. Number 30, in the human body, what connects the bladder to the kidneys? That's ureters. So ureters. Number 31, who did Margaret Thatcher replace as leader of the UK Conservative Party? She replaced Edward Heath. Number 32, at which battle in 1805 was Nelson mortally wounded? And that was Trafalgar. And 33, I struggle to pronounce this, don't know how I said it right, but what does ichthyologist study? Or ichthyologist, and that is fish. They study fish. Number 34, what is the best-selling type of soup in the UK? That is tomato soup. Now, there's many flavours out there, but that is obviously the best-selling soup alone. Number 35, how many bottles of champagne in a Magnum? That is 2. Number 36, I asked, what is the second highest mountain in Africa? That is Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya is the second highest mountain. 37, when did ITV first come on air? That was in 1955. 38 was which famous ship was found deserted in 1872? That was Marie Celeste. Marie Celeste. Number 39, I asked which island group that Britain fought a war over 149 years later was first annexed in 1833. That was the Falkland Islands. Number 40, at what age did rock stars Kurt Cobain, Brian Jones and Jim Morrison all die? The answer is 27. He died at the age of 27, quite young. And 41, I asked which rank in the Royal Air Force is immediately above a wing commander? That is Group Captain. A Group Captain is above a wing commander. Number 42, what does an acronym HTTP stand for? And HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Usually find that on the internet. Number 43, which British monarch was known as Brandy Nan? And that was Queen Anne was known as Brandy Nan. Number 45, which artist performed Hungry Eyes from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack? And that was Eric Carmen. Number 45, so that was 44. Number 45, from which country did the USA purchase the American Virgin Islands in 1966? And they purchased it from Denmark. Number 46, I asked from which country does a Blue Mountain coffee originate? And that originates from Jamaica. Number 47, I gave you a clue on this one as well, relating to the Al Pacino movie. Helena is the capital of which US state? And it is the capital of Montana. Number 48, I asked in which year was the Grand National declared void after 2 false starts? And that was in 1993. Number 49, I asked who succeeded Michael Foot as leader of the Labour Party. That was Neil Kinnock. Neil Kinnock. And the final question I asked for this week's quiz was which two animals featured on the coat of arms of Australia? Excuse me. And the answer was a kangaroo and an emu were the two animals I was looking for. So if you got one of those animals, give yourself half a point, I think. If you got both, there's a point. So that was this week's pub quiz with myself, Leo Kilios Irvine. I hope you found it okay. Like I say, it was a bit different this week with the not being a subject. It was just a full 50. So slightly different. We should be back to normal on the live quiz with my groups next Monday. As I said before, on Wednesday, I'm going to try and do the pre-recorded video only. So I won't be going live myself, but the quiz questions and there will be a video of me will be going up at 7 o'clock as usual. But you will be able to read the questions. I'm hoping to throw some pictures in this week, so it'll be easier. So yeah, so I hope you found it okay. Got a bit more information, anything you didn't know. Let me know your scores if you can. It'd be good to know. And if you're still enjoying it, that's what I'd like to know. I'm certainly enjoying doing the quizzes, finding out a lot more information than what I did know. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play a little bit more of Kygo before we go, and then I will say goodbye afterwards, and then until next week. So, thank you for joining me this week. Another great score there, Tony. Well done, Tony and Anne. Good score. I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly have. So, from myself, Lee, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.